Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aquarius in August 2021. What is going on, Aquarius? How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Aquarius, wherever you are in the world, please be safe, happy, healthy, and secure. I'm wishing that for all of you. Take good care of yourselves and those that you know and love at this time, okay? And at all times, of course. No announcements here, guys, so we're going to get started in just a second. Anything you want, it's already in the description box below. And apologies for the lateness of these videos, guys. I got sick for about 5.5 days at the beginning of August, so it set me back a little bit, so that's why you're seeing this, message towards the beginning of the, pertaining to when I usually put them out in the beginning of the month towards the middle of the month. It's a little closer to the 15th than it is towards the 1st. Anyway, friends, I had some channeled images, I suppose, before I cut the camera on, so I'm going to share those with you right now. I saw, and I had this sensation of Jolly Ranchers, the candy, specifically watermelon and sour apple. So if you are partial to those flavors, or if those flavors mean anything to you, take it to the bank. I also saw like the image from the inside of a big top circus tent, like that you see in the movies or even at a real circus. Like the main tent, it's huge, right? And in the center is like a huge tent pole, right? Usually, or at least in the olden days, I suppose it was. And this tent was striped blue and white. And then I also got the song Mockingbird, not Eminem's song, but it could count, but more the old, I guess it's a nursery's rhyme or something like that. Hush little baby, don't say a word, Mockingbird, that song, okay? So those things came out. If they mean anything to you, great. If they don't, discard them, don't worry about it. Now, to begin your reading, Aquarius, you have the 9 of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and then the 8 of Swords. Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, could be dealing, don't have to be. Well, partially this is striking me as self-worth. Seeing your values or someone in your life, it doesn't have to be you, Aquarius, could be just someone, a friend of yours or something like that, or a loved one. But there's sort of like this great power here, this great autonomy here. It doesn't have to be a female, by the way, but it is striking me as highly feminine energy, this 9 of Pentacles and this Queen of Wands. It feels very much like girl power, boss lady type energy, like, I can roll with the big boys just as easily as I can put on a full face of makeup within 5 minutes, and look flawless, which I don't relate to, but that's what I'm sensing here in this person. Could be you, could be someone else. I think it's a person who wants to harness or does a good job of switching it up, sort of like what I was just saying, being highly feminine or having feminine sensibilities, feminine ideals, or feeling more easily connected to their feminine self. So I could be talking about a man, and not that he would be effeminate per se, but he would be a person who slips into empathy, can have a heart-to-heart conversation, can, be vulnerable with another person, shed tears with another person, no matter who they are, but then 2 seconds later, go arm wrestle a bear. Do you understand what I mean? So that's what I'm sensing here. And this person is very single, meaning either they're literally single if this is like a potential dating partner, or this is you in a dating situation. They're very single, or they're very single in the sense of they're very focused on themselves. Not in an egotistical way, in a self-development way. This is a person who has invested in themselves or is continuing to invest in themselves, and how they express that is very honestly, I'm doing me. If this is a dating scenario, this isn't somebody who's waiting on your call, waiting on your text. This isn't somebody that you leave on red for 4 days and then you come back to them and say, hey, what's up? They're going to read you the riot act. Oh, you thought it was cool to waste my time? Thank you for coming back here and owning up to what you did. Or thank you for reporting back to me just so I can slam this fucking door in your face. Because there's such acknowledgement of self-worth. Now, the hitch that I was sensing in the beginning is that that could all be what someone feels but does not express. Eight of Swords. It's either two different energies in two different people or two different sides of a situation, or it is the contrasting, if not combated energy, or what's this? Incompatible energy that exists within another person. Meaning, well, in some cases, maybe this is a person who sort of has a double life. Like, what do I mean by that? Because there's a couple of different ways we can read this. But this could be a person who is a performer, is an artist. And on stage, when they're singing, when they're performing, when they're doing a DJ set, when they're live streaming, on Twitch or something like that, when they're giving a live reading, when they're public speaking, they're on it and they're in the zone. But then they go home and they're like this. Somebody who can get lost in their head, can get lost in their emotions, or feel beholden to those things, beholden to their mind. Their mind sometimes can run away with them. Their emotions can run away with them, or seem to lead them by the hand. Does that make sense? So there are times where this one person fluctuates heavily between confidence, accomplishment, feeling as if the world is their oyster, etc., etc., telling people where to go, don't waste my time, if you come into my life, if you come into my orbit, be about something, but then at the same time not at the same time, but then a few days later feel really empty, or feel as though they are stranded, they are abandoned, they're misunderstood, right? So if that's you, Aquarius, both sides of it, that's your struggle at this time. For others of you, like I said, this is the difference between you and another person. You could be the Eight of Swords person, you could be the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles person. I don't know. Choose your side. You know where your truth lies, so to speak. Yeah. So if it's between two people, I feel this could be a friendship. I feel this in some senses could be, or some cases could be, a potential romantic partnership. In other cases, it's, even estranged family members, or it's a very comparative feeling that you or someone else is like judging themselves by and measuring themselves by somebody else's yardstick, which isn't fair to either person. It's a disservice, and it's certainly not a good measure of the reality that's going on here. It also could be a misperception, because the character in the Eight of Swords is blindfolded. So someone thinks swords and feels as the person is standing in a body of water. So they think and feel this person is a certain way, and that might not be the truth. There we go. So this person, like I said before, if we're talking about two separate people, or we could be talking about one aspect of one person, not one, but a certain way a certain way a person's personality is being perceived and interpreted by others, is that this person would be seen as unapproachable, because their MO at this time, their motivation at this time, and what they're expressing to other people is, I'm thinking about me, I'm prioritizing my wellness, I'm prioritizing my health, I'm prioritizing my heart, and I'm getting shit done according to how I feel it needs to get done. That much confidence, that much assuredness can be kind of repulsive to other people. Not repulsive in the sense of being disgusting, repulsive as in like people feel they can't match that, so they stay away. People feel they're not quote unquote worthy, or that they would be somehow punished or criticized or seen as intruding if they were to approach this person. Intimidating is another way that we can say this. Yes. So I don't know how that strikes you, Aquarius. I don't know that you care if you're over here. I definitely think if you're over here, you do care, because you would like to approach this person, get to know them, re-establish a friendship with them, re-establish some connection with them, maintain what you have already with them, or but again, like the read on it is like this person is way too busy with themselves, handling their business to even want to be around me. Or there could be bad blood. There could be bad blood. I feel the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands are, head takers, so to speak. Especially the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Wands is a little bit tempered down from that. But there's this feeling here of if I go in front of this person, if I approach them, they're going to chop my head off. There's this feeling here of if someone comes near this Queen of Wands and they say or do something out of left field or that isn't appreciated in the moment, you're liable to be blown off the face of the earth. Metaphorically speaking, of course. So there's some entrapment or there's some stuckness over here. I can't move. I can't approach. I can't speak. I can't, disappear easy enough or quick enough. So this could be like even in a work situation. You've got a boss or you've got a coworker or somebody who is just bombastic and they're just there. And when they're there, it's like, I don't know what to say to this person. I should just pretend like I wish I could go home because I don't want to get on their bad side, but I also possibly, there could be a fear also in being in, I don't want to say a fear. There could be a concern about being, well, there's a desire or there is an openness of being receptive to this person saying, hey, come into this place, come into my good graces. And there's this feeling of, there it is, inadequacy. If this person sees me and invites me in and says, hey, what do you think? How do you feel? Do you want to work on this? Do you want to go on a date? Do you want to do blah, 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 blah? And is, because that's the prerogative of the Nine of Pentacles, to choose who can enjoy and come in and share in the riches that I've created for myself. The Nine of Pentacles can be a very giving energy or a very inviting energy, but someone feels that invitation comes with expectations and feels if I go into to that gated garden, I don't have anything to show. I don't have anything to complement the situation. I am kind of a scrub, or I'm going to screw it up in some type of way. Interesting. All right. So if that makes sense, cool. If not, don't worry about it. It's simply not your reading. I'm not going to clarify anything this month for most of the signs, so we're just going to build on this message and end with the oracle card in a little bit, okay? So give me more messages here for Aquarius in this situation. What else is going on here for Aquarius in August? What else is happening in the situation for Aquarius? Give me more information, please. Dun 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 dun. Soulmates. This might be a soulmate to you. And, for me, that seems to be the way right now. A lot of soulmates are, quote unquote, mismatched at this time. Hermit. Virgo energy could be dealing, don't have to be. One more, please, at least. One more. Okay. And the Tower. Okay. All right. So, monumental shifting, self-reflection, or inner wounds and inner work to be done based on a soul connection. So, if this was a soulmate connection, one person doesn't believe it. The other person might believe it, but it's not the focal point of their mind at this time. Two of Cups, I think, is a mutually shared energy. I think both parties, if they know each other significantly, even if they know each other in passing, they're sort of like this, man, I really like this person, or I think I would want to spend more time with this person and get to know them. It would be cool to hang out with them. It would be cool to pick their brain sometime, whatever. But neither side is really sweating it. in a direct way of, oh, I must. It's more of like a, it would be nice if. It would be nice if me and this person could be friends. It would be nice if me and this person could go out on a date. It would be nice if me and this person could reconnect after being estranged and, having awkward silences at the dinner table when when the family has a big, Sunday dinner, right? There is this knowing but not speaking about the connection, okay? Two of Cups on both people's sides. Yes? Okay. I feel one side, likely the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles person, it's very much a, yes, they're significant, or I see something special between me and this person, but I'm not focused on that right now. I'm focused on me. End of. Period. That's the end of it. I don't have much in my life. Like, basically, I'm not going to force someone into my life. If they come, I want them to come willingly. And same way, if the opportunity arises, or if I have the desire to come towards them, that would be my choice. But my choice right now is to focus on me, which is good because, a lot of people will say a soulmate connection of any type is most successful when both people feel whole within themselves, when both people feel as if they are able to fully function as independent people, right? With or without the other. Your love and your connection with each other should not falter, whether or not you are on speaking terms, whether or not you feel that you're madly in love with each other, whatever the quality of the relationship is, yes? So in some ways, this person is helping themselves this person is helping themselves without much regard for how it helps the connection. Now, this person, Eight of Swords person, they also likely acknowledge the connection. And, I'm not giving my caveat of soulmates anymore, but yours is one of the first readings where I feel, without a doubt, this is two people who have a significant connection, regardless of the type. And this person here knows it, is afraid of it, knows it, denies it, knows it, pushes it away, knows it, and feels just can't put hands to it, can't hold it, can't shape it, can't mold it. It's sort of like putting, I don't know, like a baby zebra in somebody's hands, or, telling somebody who's not good at math, here's a calculus problem, solve it. Just inept, has no clue, no experience in doing this, right? So, but still feels, again, ankles deep, if not knees deep in this water in the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords surrounding their head, having constant thoughts about this person and or connection. Now, Eight of Swords person, going through it more than the Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles person. Tower, Hermit. Lots of things in upheaval here. So if this was a work situation, this could be a boss or a manager or someone in leadership or somebody who has a little bit of clout around the office. And here you have someone who, just to show the difference between the two, is maybe an intern, or is maybe, an assistant, is a first year hire, right? This person over here, 9, 10, 15 years on the job, first year hire. It doesn't make sense on paper that these two people would be so well connected or have much of a substantial connection. Yes? What does this person with 15 years on the job have in common with this person who just got out of college? This is a metaphor, by the way, but it could be literal in some of your situations. What do they have in common? They're different ages, they're different work experiences, they're from different generations, they look differently. Like I said, this person over here is like all glammed up, and this person over here is just like, barely getting out of the shadows to say a peep. And they don't have to be like incredibly shy. They could be quite personable. They could be quite socially engaged, but there's always a part of them that's on reserve, that's, sitting on the sidelines. So the connection point between these two people confuses the Eight of Swords person more than the Queen of Wands person. Queen of Wands person is very out of sight, out of mind about this connection. And Eight of Swords is very insight, but wants it out of their mind. This person might be very like, I wish it wasn't this. I don't want this connection, or I don't understand. Like I said before, I don't know what to do with it, with the calculus. If you're, most accomplished in like first year algebra in high school, but then somebody tells you to, do higher level math from like a master's or PhD level, you have no clue what to do with it. And this is, again, based on a spiritual aspect, on a soul aspect. So one person is adept but not paying attention, and the other person is not adept and totally paying attention, totally focused, looking at this complex calculus problem laid out before them and having no clue what to do about it. So that's Hermit and Tower. But especially Hermit. Analyzing, staring at the problem, staring at the complication, staring at the thing that is vexing you. Getting into the nitty-gritty of, how is this going to work out for me? How can I make heads or tails of this situation? Why am I feeling so out of sorts when this person is around, when I think of them, when I see them, when I hear them, blah, blah, blah. Even when I don't see or hear from them, I'm just like still wrapped up in it. Not to, let Queen of Wands off the hook. That person could also feel this, but it's definitely more secondary. It's not primarily what they're doing. They're primarily like, I'm doing me, screw everybody else to a certain extent. Okay. Now the Tower, I think, affects both. I think this Tower is like what's that game? Boggle? Or where you shake up the letters and you have to like find words, right? I think that's Boggle, right? It feels like that. It feels like a contained shake of the situation. It doesn't feel catastrophic, this Tower. It doesn't feel as destructive or discombobulating as it could be. It feels like a tremor. A strong tremor, as opposed to an incredibly, earth-shattering earthquake or destructive earthquake. It feels like a strong tremor. Lamps are going to fall off the table. Picture frames are going to fall off the wall. You're not, there might be, a crack in your ceiling when it's done, but your whole house doesn't come crumbling down. So I don't know if that's what do they call that? I don't live in California or out west, so I don't really know the terminology. Well, I don't live out there anymore. But anyway, it could be a pre-shake-up or like an aftershock. Regardless, I think this Tower is maybe a reminder, like an alarm bell, like, hey, don't forget you have a soul contract with someone and it's important. It feels like that. Could also be an unexpected turn or an unexpected like seeing a person where you don't expect to see them, like in physical life. Like, this person never goes to this restaurant. They said they hated this kind of cuisine. Boom, they're sitting at the table like right across from you. It's like that. Like, of all the places, here you are. It's that, okay? Let's get an oracle card for Aquarius. Give me an oracle message here for Aquarius in this situation in August 2021. I say August because that's when I'm recording this. This could resonate for you in your past. This could resonate for you in your upcoming future. Or maybe it's dead on and it's happening now around August 2021. The timing is very open. I only say it because that's when I'm recording, okay? Alright, oracle message, for Aquarius in this situation. What's the oracle message for Aquarius, please? Oracle message for Aquarius. Oh my. Alright, let's see. Dearest you, let us ask you, Are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday, moment-to-moment experience, thinking you will find happiness out there someday? So many go chasing a magic it out there, but it never could be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy, and every time you wake up and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so you can share it. You must know this so when the time comes, you will be fully free, and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss. Tower. For they mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it and love every minute. All right. I'm going to show that to the camera. You can pause it and read it for yourself if you'd like. Screenshot it. Carry it with you. Do what you need. I know that applies to both sides, but I feel it more clearly applying to the Eight of Swords person. I think there are times, because I did say at the beginning, this doesn't have to be two people. This could be, the strangely contradicting sides of one person or moods of a person, right? So both the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Swords need a reminder. Whatever work you need to do, whatever way you need to tap into your wellness or your happiness, it comes from within. Hermit energy. And even though things might not always work out in the present moment the way you want, or there are things that you're upset about, things that you're disgruntled about, Tower energy, there's still joy to be had. Two of Cups. Right? I don't know that this is necessarily a story of soulmates who are on the same page at this time. Again, for me, that's very typical of soulmate energy at this time. That many are shifting, many are realigning, many are recalibrating. So don't take it personally. It just might be, the flow of the collective at this moment, all right? Aquarius, that's your reading for August. If you like this reading, hit the like button. If you enjoyed what you saw here and you want to leave me a comment letting me know how it did resonate, please do so. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel before, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That would be super, super awesome. I would appreciate it oh so much. If you want to find me for a personal reading, you can find out how to do so looking in the description box below. Thank you, Aquarius, so much for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.